Hello, I'm Stephen with Tobacco Cabana and glad to be back.
Yeah, and I'm David. I'm a Texan, and I love cigars. This is the Roadshow. All right, welcome back, guys, and welcome back, Stephen, dude.
I'm here. Yes.
Oh, man, it was rough. Dave, I was having to deal with Dave. No, no, it was funny. It was interesting to have Dave up here. Yeah, right. It was interesting. No, it was out of the norm, but like we said, the show had to go on.
Adapt and overcome.
Adapt and overcome, exactly. And you had some sickness that you just couldn't make it, and we understood that. And you get home, you get better. But it's good to have you back here in Tobacco Cabana in Cedar Hill, Texas. Thank you to Rhonda, you, Bob, always letting us come in here and do a show. We appreciate it.
Always enjoyable.
Appreciate it so much. And I hope that gave you guys some time to get your drink, because what do we have here? We've got the Texas Toast going back on with Railport Brewery. This is the Rail Yard Ghost. It's an easy drinking wheat ale. Brewed with German Pilsner, wheat, oats, and spices, coriander, orange peel, and chamomile.
Yum.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that sounds interesting. I love it. It's a good.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a Railport beer. Richard knows what he's doing. I've known him since he was brewing in his garage, and now, I mean, it's right next door to Latitude. So it's really nice if you haven't been out there. Railport. Get a beer, go down the hall or go around the corner, and you go to Latitude also. Or you can stay there at Railport and go in their backyard where they've got a huge picnic tables, everything else.
Yes.
All that. So, but we need a Texas Toast, right? So we need to crack this baby open. And we've got our glasses. This is from last year's event, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is our last year event. Look at that. That's on a hot summer day.
Ooh.
On a hot summer day, doesn't that look delicious? Guys, you want to pour?
Beautiful.
Got a few people offset here. Dave, of course.
Thank you. That's good.
Okay. We got one here. We gotta include everybody with the Texas Toast. They're making sure not to bump into lights or anything. Thank you. Right? All right, so Texas Toast, right, guys? Because we appreciate you out there watching. We thank you. The numbers are going up. We're over 3,000 subscribers now.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, brother. Cheers to you guys, to good friends, good conversation. It's what we call Texas Toast, right? Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
No bitterness.
no. That just tastes like summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a summer,
Clean and crisp.
sitting on the porch while you're sweating in North Texas, humid weather, but you got a cool, crisp beer to calm things down a little bit.
Make sure to
Sorry,
aerate
I can't let this sit.
Wheat ales, you often want to aerate them as well.
Yeah, it aerating in my stomach. Yeah. All right, but we've got some news here. Stephen, Macanudo, right?
Right.
Right,
Always a great
Macanudo.
release.
The new Inspirado Brazilian shade.
Yep.
Interesting. They're saying it's going to release this new shade for the first time since its launch in 2021. I don't remember this one.
I don't either, but I read a lot about it, so...
Yeah, it says a rare Brazilian wrapper. And proprietary Cuban seed. Yeah. Huh.
The rareness of the wrapper makes me think I know where they're getting it.
Okay.
So.
Well, Steve Abbott, Director of Marketing for Macanudo, said to create Macanudo Inspirado Brazilian Shade, we made a significant investment in agronomy that spans Central and South America. This blend speaks to our commitment to bringing unique smoking experiences to premium cigar smokers. We're pleased to be able to offer this one-of-a-kind blend once again. Again, like I said, I don't remember this one.
No.
The Inspirado Brazilian Shade.
All right.
What is it saying?
Grown in the lush tropical Bahia region of Brazil, According to the exact specification of Macanudo's agronomist.
That's what.
There it is. The proprietary Connecticut shade wrapper is golden with a silky sheen. Oh, so not
Golden.
the dark
Right.
one. Okay. It crowns a Mexican San Andreas binder. A blend that features Dominican Cubito, a unique proprietary sun-grown tobacco cultivated on a 1-acre plot in the bucolic region of Mao, Dominican Republic.
I think I remember hearing something about Mao,
Yeah.
but I still don't know where that's exactly at.
Right. Road trip.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. This special tobacco lends a unique aroma and spicy notes to the smoking experience when surrounded by Brazilian tobacco. Dominican Piloto, Cubano, and Nicaraguan Jalapa, the tobaccos come together to deliver a layered medium-bodied smoke that hints of toasted nuts, cacao, and sweet earth.
Yeah, sweetness definitely. And it's made in the General Cigar Dominicana factory in Santiago, Dominican Republic. They're saying it's going to ship to retailers late June. So we're shooting this in July. So you should be able to see this in stores somewhere.
Right.
It's going to be in 10-count boxes. And it's going to pay homage. It says the design of the box to pay homage to the Brazilian flag.
And I've seen that box and everything before.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm just
So
maybe
rare tobacco, Cuban seed filler, a Toro, $10.99.
Nice price.
Churchill, $11.99.
Very nice price.
Yeah, those are real good prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lighter shade Brazilian, because most of them are very, very dark, almost oscuro.
Yeah, right.
Everything.
I mean,
but they're talking about this being a little lighter.
one of the ones that come from Scandinavian Tobacco Group, the Brasilia from CAO.
Yeah, right.
Dark, oily.
Yeah.
Just love it. But hey, you know what? That's the only piece of news I've got.
All right. Well, then
What are we gonna
we'll
do? Well, I tell you,
I've still got beer.
You still got beer, but we do have somebody offset.
We do.
Yeah, Tony Rawlings. We know him through Casa de Sueños.
Yes.
But he has his own blend out now, and we're going to bring Tony on the set. You're going to need a chair there, brother. We'll put you in between. Welcome, Tony, man.
All right.
Oh, he's got boxes.
Yeah.
Got boxes. Let me slide this chair over for you, and I will get a chair. All right, put you in the middle, right there. Got our glasses. So, Tony, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
Well,
guys
good to
know
see
each
you.
other,
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
right? You guys all know each other. And you're bringing us not a Casa de Sueños.
No. This is my new brand. This is Steel City, paying homage to where I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Mm.
Okay. I got a daughter-in-law that would really love the looks of this.
Yeah.
The box, that is, because she's a Steelers fan.
Yeah,
There you go.
So yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got the Steel City box, the black and yellow
Yeah.
as always, and then when you open up, you actually see the actual city downtown with the yellow bridge in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, guys.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Nice, gorgeous box. And so this one's the Corona.
Yeah. So this is the Corona. I call it the Yinzer. So we in Pittsburgh we always say Yins guys, use guys.
Okay.
So this is called the Yinzer. This is a Corona. It's a San Andreas wrapper. Also has Habana binder.
Okay.
Dominican and Nicaraguan
And
filler.
a fantastic size. Just, I love that Corona size. That's just you guys know it. That's my go. That's your go-to. You know, you like the smaller ring gauges too.
I love smaller ring gauges.
But you laid something out here in front of us. What'd you lay out in front of us?
So this one is this. I call this the Hill District. The Hill District is a city outside of downtown Pittsburgh it's Pittsburgh's Harlem. It's very entertaining.
Okay.
A lot of jazz come from there. A lot of jazz singers come from there.
Okay.
And this cigar represents that little sweet and spiciness of the Hill District.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a 6x52 Toro box press.
Yeah, slight soft box press.
Yeah.
Sumatra wrapper.
Sumatra wrapper.
Connecticut broadleaf binder.
Mm-hmm.
I have Dominican and Nicaraguan filler in here also.
Okay.
The one here.
Is Dave and I are going to review this later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So we're going to review this later. So that's going to be a fantastic cigar for us to pair with. So I've smoked this one before, and I really enjoy it. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing the look on their faces
their reaction,
when they light it up.
I'm not waiting.
He did it already.
He's not waiting. He cut it open.
I'm waiting for when we come on and
Yeah.
full blind review from me.
Yeah. Dave Yancey's gonna. So we're just the cold draw from Steven. What are you getting?
I'm getting a little earthy tone, but I'm getting a sweet note of some sort of fruit.
Yeah.
So I'm saving this because I want to pair this. Now, Tony, you can light one up with Steven here because I want to do a pairing with Dave.
Okay.
But to be able to talk to Steven about what you're tasting here, and Steven, really what I'm looking forward to is when on the initial light up.
Okay. And there's no sweet tip on this or anything.
No sweet
That's
tip.
just the wrapper.
That's the natural sweetness
Wow.
of the wrapper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just go ahead. I want to. Yeah. Just the initial light up on this thing is just fantastic.
Well,
That beer was pretty good.
Yeah, that beer is great.
Yeah.
Any rail port.
It's one thing to note of what you mentioned, because the natural sweetness, a Maduro wrapper allows that sweetness of that tobacco to come forward.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think you're lit real good, Steven, on the outside.
Yeah.
Get that wrapper lit good.
Yeah, with me, as a member of Casa de Sueños, we always try different wrappers and different to see what we can combine and
Right.
come up with something different.
Right.
Yeah. That's a great retro hail.
What are you
That's
getting on?
smooth.
What are you getting on the? You getting any of that sweetness on the actual cigar itself now?
Yeah. Not a ton though. It's changed note.
Yes, it'll hint back and forth.
Yeah.
So tell me the blend again on this one.
So this is a Nicaraguan Sumatra wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf binder, Jalapa filler, Dominican filler, and one Ligero.
One Ligero.
Love the one Ligero one thing.
Yes. I wanted to make it really a true medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to overpower and take away from the sweetness of the wrapper also.
How's that going so far, Steven?
That is delicious.
Yeah.
That really is.
Thank you.
I'm getting a very good mix of notes, sweet, some spice notes, not heat spice notes.
Right.
More like your nutmegs or something in that. And that just works real well.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a...
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I could retrohale the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, I'll say this, there's only one cigar I've almost done that to, and that was Epicure number 2 from the island.
Hey, and that's the first cigar I ever smoked in my life.
And so you know that you've met that standard of being flavorful and not overpowering to the palate, very smooth, a very gracious cigar.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what you guys, while Steven continues to smoke on this a little bit, and we're gonna come back and talk to Tony here, but stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. You know what? I could not sit here while these guys smoke a cigar, and I'm just going to sit here and I can't do it. So this one, the Corona, which you called what?
They call it the Yinzer. That's
Yinzer, okay.
San Andreas.
So I haven't smoked this one, so definitely smoke this one while we continue talking to Tony. And so we haven't had you on the show before.
Nope.
Tell us how'd you get into the cigar business? Not just smoking cigars. How'd you get in, and when did you get into the cigar business?
So I've been always wanting to, you know, do my own blend, and I just happened to run. I was in California, and happened to run to a couple of guys, which is their Casa de Sueños Belgians.
Okay.
And they were trying to do the same thing as I was.
Okay.
And we actually got connected to a very reputable family from the Dominican Republic, the De Los Reyes family.
Okay, yeah.
And this was over 6 years ago. We just did our 5th year anniversary of actually being out in the market.
Okay.
And, you know, we, you know, kept asking them, how we like to roll a cigar, and we all came together and blended some great cigars, which started off with Casa de Sueños, which I'm still a member of, but I said, you know, I just wanted to branch out and...
Right. Yeah, you wanted to have your own expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very good. I mean, it's like I said, I haven't smoked this one before, and I love the size. I love the size of that. Great draw on it. I did a V cut on there, which I don't normally do, but because of this size, I just thought it would be, I think just thought it would come through better. Retro Hell Smooth, real easy. It's got a little bit of pepper in there, just a tiny bit of pepper, tiny bit of sweetness. Nice earth. I want to say there's no floral in there at all. There's no grassy notes. There's nothing on that side of the wheel. Right now, just the initial light up. It's a good earthy sweetness type of leathery type of cigar right now that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get into the transition of this. So you were saying that it was a group of guys, and you're still a part of Casa de Sueños,
Yes.
which we see those cigars around town in different shops. If you don't, you need to try them because he's got a lot of good expressions in those. But Steel City now has been out how long?
June 7th.
Of this year.
Yes.
So a month.
Yes.
All right.
So it's been out a month. And you've got these in several shops so far?
Yes.
Pittsburgh, I would hope.
Tons of places in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh sold over 500 boxes in Pittsburgh within a month.
Right. You guys are in Pittsburgh. Anybody in Pittsburgh, go check them out. And this is the guy right here that blended it. Let us know what you think about them if you get a chance to smoke them. If not, you know, you can call shops that do have them. Latitude has them. Yeah. And you can always order them.
Or they can go on my website, and there's a place where it says where we're located, and they can just type in their area code, and it'll pop up to the closest lounge.
Gotcha. That's always a good idea. So when you're blending a cigar like this, what are you aiming for? What is, I mean, you've got your palate. Okay, so you got to base it somewhat on that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to. But what were you aiming for with any one of these blends? What were you?
So, I am a guy that likes, and you know, from Casa de Sueños cigars, we really deal with just the flavor of the cigar, and then not worry about strength. So we worry about how much flavor and what kind of combinations we could come up with makes it different. So like Casa de Sueños, they're rolled with 6 different leaves. So we're going to get a lot of complexity, a lot of flavor, and that's where I base my cigar blending on. But my notes that I always wanted to have in there is like cocoa or leather, and just a hint of sweetness and spice. Yeah. And then I go through that. The blending process, it's not easy. You go through about 20, 30 cigars before you find that one.
So how long did it take you think, to come up with these blends, get them dialed in? So
the Corona took me about a year, and the Maduro took me about a year. But believe it or not, the one that we're trying today, I woke up in the middle of the night. My mind's always working. I woke up in the middle of the night. It had to be about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just had this blend on my mind. I wrote it down, and I sent it to the factory the next day, and they wrote this. And
interesting. So this one is a vision right here. But funny that you're a part of Casa de Sueños, which means House of Dreams.
Yes.
Right.
and here you are having a dream about this cigar blend here. That's fantastic. So once you have this idea for a blend, what's it like going back to the master blender? Who's the master blender?
Well, so you go through to the blenders, and there's a master blender that always tells you what will go right with something and what won't.
Right.
Because you always say, okay, yeah, my blend in my mind is great. And he'll definitely tell you, no, you can't mix this with this. It will taste like dirt. Yeah, or it's too sweet, or it's too strong. So
okay.
he puts you in your place, but he kind of lets you get kind of creative of what you're doing.
Okay. And so you bring to him what tobaccos you possibly think, and then he's going to tell you maybe no, not this leaf, and put this one in here instead because of you want, because if you want that cocoa note or something, then you're going to have to combine this with this leaf instead.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to taste like dirt, like you're saying.
Like, no, it's amazing how they can know where to place it, how it's going to taste. I mean, it's an art. It's an art. I'm still learning how to do that too.
Right, yeah, because you're saying you've basically been in the cigar business. You've been smoking for how long?
20-something years.
20-something years, but you're basically been in the cigar business and seeing the blending side of it for 6 years.
Yes.
And these guys have been in it how long, They've grown up in it. Their whole
160 years.
Yeah, and their whole family generations and they live around it. That's what's amazing to me is when one of these days, we've talked about it, going to either Dominican or somewhere and doing a factory tour, doing some stuff like that, and being able to, because I've never been to a factory. And so being able to go and talk to these guys, other than being able to I've talked to Perdomo, Nick, and I've talked to a few, people like that, but going to the factory and actually seeing it, Noel, I've done it, rolled up a leaf, and here, smoke this one leaf.
Yeah.
Here, smoke this. Now put these two leaves together and smoke it, and you go, oh, wow, right? But to have the know-how,
it's
to know what leaf, and then what you were talking about is placement. What do you mean the placement in the cigar?
So they just know where to place the Ligero once it's rolled inside the filler, or it's very particular on how they want you to smoke it. So if you want one side to have a lot of cocoa and then spicy on the other side as a back note, they'll place that on the other side, and you get all the flavors on there.
Yeah.
So left and right as you're putting the tobaccos together.
Correct.
And then secrets. So now I'm starting to understand why so many of the cigar makers are like musicians too. You've got to get the notes, the flavor notes, not the music notes, in the right sequence.
Correct.
So it smokes correctly and tastes right.
So how you enjoying that one so far? You're into it a little bit.
Oh, I love it.
You loving it?
I love it. That is great.
The ash on that is solid.
Yeah. That's probably one of the better Sumatras I've had in a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do enjoy that one. And I'm looking forward to the pairing. You guys just remember to stay tuned for the pairing with me and Dave Yancey. We're going to be pairing whatever I can find to pair with this Sumatra. I don't even know yet. We'll pull something out of the bag.
We'll get something figured out.
We'll get something figured out is right. But you figured this out right.
Yeah.
You figured these cigars out right. And this is the first of many to come, right?
First of many to come. I actually have one coming out. It's a double Ligero, and it's a different double Ligero. It's called the Bell Ringer.
Okay.
And it's on a line of this. It'll be coming out in August. I was going to wait until next year, but I did the wrong thing and passed them out, and everyone's like, "You need to get them in now."
Yeah, I have smoked the Bell Ringer, and yeah, you need to have some food on your stomach.
Yeah.
But you've also rolled for Dallas Cowboy.
Yes, Kevin Williams, Hurricane 5.
Hurricane 5, which that one sells pretty good
Pretty
too.
well, yes.
And we actually got Kevin Williams came in there to Latitude and got to sit in, and he signed some photos for us and everything.
Autograph, it was nice.
And people are enjoying that cigar. So with that maybe that. So that cigar was. Did he have any input?
So no, I mean, he did have input on how if it was good or not. Because he always wanted to roll a cigar too, and I said, you know what, man, I will try to make you a cigar.
Right.
So it took me 3 years to roll that cigar.
Oh wow.
I kept bringing him something back. It's not strong enough, not peppery enough, or it's not flavorful enough. Did it about 30 times.
Yeah, that's difficult when you're not at the factory and you can't spend several days there and just do it right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you're rolling a finished cigar.
Yeah.
And bringing it back, and now, that would be difficult. I didn't know it took you that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great cigar, Hurricane 5.
Hurricane 5.
And is that anywhere out there?
So it's in Latitude, and it's in a couple places in Miami, but it's going to be everywhere pretty soon.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys, Tony Rawlings, Casa de Sueños, Steel City is what we're looking at right now. Fantastic cigar. Loving this one. I haven't had the Maduro, which is the other one that we've got down here, right? But I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate bar.
Yeah, I will have that one sooner or later. But appreciate you being on the show, brother.
No, I appreciate you having me.
Oh yeah, we'll talk again, okay?
Definitely.
But hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, Steel City. If you're in Pittsburgh, I know you can find some out there.
Yeah.
But try to get some. Maybe you can call it. Go to his website and get you the information for that. But these are some great cigars, right?
Absolutely.
Steven's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Today's Cigar Tip is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars.
Steven, I need a tip.
I got one for you.
Okay.
And this one's a little different. We're going to use a cedar spill to light a cigar.
Okay.
Get a nice toast going on it.
Right. Same way you would with a torch.
Same. But because I'm not using a chemical.
You can do a hot light, which Dave doesn't like, but with this, it's okay. Blow on it, yep. Light it the same way. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and that is a cedar spill light, if you've got these.
If you got them, and a lot of shops have them, when they pull the cedar sleeves out of boxes, they're there. They've got them readily available.
Exactly. Great tip, guys.
2 families, 1 cigar. Join the Ambassador Program today to make it a perfect blend.
All right, welcome back, guys. Dave, exciting.
It is. And
You
I'm
were
not
sitting
Steven.
off. You are not, Steven. We always knew that, but it is good to have Steven back.
I just wanted to say it again
Yeah.
because I had so much fun the last time.
Right, exactly. It was fun. It was
It
fun.
was.
Yeah, but you were sitting off set while Tony was on here.
Yes.
And we got the new Steel City. This is the Sumatra. This is the box press. This is the one I really enjoy because I smoked the Corona on set and I liked it, but this is the one I've smoked the most of, and I wanted to pair it with you. You brought George Dickel.
Yeah, we got the George Dickel bourbon, which George Dickel usually does just a pure Tennessee whiskey, and this is the bourbon. So this is not filtered through the charcoal, which signifies a Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
And this is their bottled and bond, their 8-year bottled and bond.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have not had this one, so that's great. I've had this cigar. You've had this, but you haven't had that.
Yep.
Right? So, what do you say we light this stuff up and
Let's do this.
let's light these up first because I'll pair later. But I'm looking forward to your initial, just like I was with Steven. I'm looking forward to his initial taste on that light up.
Well, I'm going to start off.
It's gotta-
because
it's
I don't
gotta-
hot light mine like you.
I don't care, Dave.
I know you don't. I was so proud of Steven because he did not hot light his. I was like, man,
There you go. Yeah.
love it. I'll never get this guy to stop hot lighting. I mean, but hey, some people need to stay amateurish.
I want to make sure it's lit. Hey, I'm gonna please David here with how I light this. I'm gonna do this like you see. I've seen guy do this in the sommelier lounge.
Man, this is.
Here you go. Here you go, Dave.
Sweetness, yes.
Here you go, Dave. Right?
I've done that before. I did that on my cigar that I was smoking off camera too.
I'm gonna make sure it's lit. I saw a guy, he's like in London or wherever, and this is how they were, because you can't draw on it for your client if you're lighting it for them, and so I understand what he's doing.
The sweetness of that,
I didn't hotbox it.
Really coming. I'm proud of you.
Do you taste it on your lips?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That sweet leather that when you're chewing on the strand of your glove as you're bored out in right field. You know,
when you're 8 years old.
Yes, that sweetness is coming through off of it. I didn't cold draw on it like what Stephen had done. But that sweetness is coming through on the lips. That's nice.
Yeah, it tastes. You would think this was a sweet tip.
Yeah.
It's not sugary though.
No, it's not
sugary.
It's not
sugary, which a lot of sweet tips are sugary. This is not. This is just a nice.
There's
sweet
some other
leather.
ones out there that they have that, and it's not a sweet tip, but the tobacco itself has got that sweetness to it, and so that's going to be because of how it's fermented and aged and so forth, and the type of leaf.
We talked a little bit about that off camera and on camera when I was off to the side. A lot of people equate a Maduro leaf, which this is a Maduro, in this fermentation process, that they equate it as being powerful, strong up front. Remember, strength in a, thank you, David. Strength in a cigar has to do with the acidity and the ammonia level that's amplifying the nicotine. And just like in a red wine ages, tannins come down. Through the age on a cigar, the ammonia levels are going to come down, which is going to stop amplifying the nicotine. When we ferment
and there's Stephen.
Oh, he's beer glassing it.
Yeah.
He's like, man, hit me with that.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm excited for that because, it's still the same thing. What I tell people, it's that initial light up on this thing, and then it kind of it gets on cruise control, and it kind of cruises through the first third, and then once you get into that second third, things will shift gears. Stephen's saying yes because he's into his second third now.
Little bit of cocoa that's coming through. Little bit of dusty earth.
I love the amount of smoke I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, this is a nice medium body in the smoke.
You can definitely get a mouthful of smoke, which is really going to help you with your flavors.
It does, and what I like about the reason why I'm going with the medium body is that the viscosity of it is present, but it's not overpowering.
Right.
So this would be a good summer day smoke
and
too.
it's okay. I had this conversation the other day at the lounge. Actually, I was smoking a cigar, and I'm not going to say what it is, because it was still good. Okay, but the tobacco dried my mouth out. Okay, this is very clean on the palate.
Which is telling me that pH balance in here is nice, because it almost makes your mouth salivatate a little bit as opposed to drying. And so that's that pH balance, which means is that we've got some really nice aged tobacco in here.
Yeah, that's it's clean. It's
crisp.
It's crisp. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just, it's not heavy on your palate.
No.
And I like that that I can still taste it on my lips a little bit, but I'm getting that the same thing now. I've smoked this in the lounge, and of course you're in the lounge, and when you light this thing up, you immediately go, oh my gosh, wow, that's cool. And then after that, you're in the lounge and you're talking to people, and you're like, okay, I can't remember what I smoked. I just know it was good. I know it was good. So paying attention to it now, after the sweetness.
After that initial sweet hit, which is still there, but now the other flavors are coming in, and they're kind of balancing everything out.
Yeah.
So now that dusty trail earth is coming through.
It's a dry cocoa. It's a light earth, not a deep earth, but a light earth.
No, it's that dust that kicks up.
Yeah.
It's that dust that kicks up, which is what the Sumatra is known for.
Yeah.
And Dominican is known for. So knowing that this is a Dominican cigar, lots of Dominican tobacco in it, knowing that the Ligero's in there, and I haven't hit it yet because it hasn't amplified yet.
Yeah, right.
I'm really getting into this even more, and knowing this bourbon, and I said this was a bottled and bond, and I'm sorry, this is not the bottled bond. George Dickel's bottled and bond is a 13-year, but this is their 8-year. This is going to go really nice with it, with the sweetness, the honey out of this is just going to hit.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely.
It almost brings like a raisin taste.
Yeah.
That is definitely a honey nose.
Which that honey notes on there is going to, and that raisinette that you're talking about, Tony, that's really is going to bring forward that grassy, earthy notes that the Dominican has in here. It's going to bring those forward.
Okay, so let's go cigar to drink.
Cigar to drink.
Okay.
And the earthy notes from the cigar is just carrying over into the drink. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what you really want.
It's like the viscosities match.
Yeah,
the
because this has
mouthfeel
got
of
some
both
nice
of them.
oils on it, but it's not overpowering heavy oils.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this on other shows on pairing to outside of just, outside of just drinks, where you pair a cigar to your environment, you pair a cigar to your event. We talked about, pairing a cigar when out, playing golf and such. And it's important. I mean, here we are, Texas summer, 100 degrees outside. Our wives aren't going to let us smoke in our house.
Mine will.
Yours will. My apartment complex won't let me. You've got to go outside into the heat. A lot of times it's smoke, or you just want to. You don't want a cigar and a drink. You don't want a pairing that's just going to be heavy on you and weigh you down, because that's going to wear you out. This cigar, I have no qualms whatsoever going outside and smoking this and sitting down with a nice cold, the beer that we had.
The Ghost.
Ghost, that wheat ale would go beautifully with this as well. Or a white wine. This will not overpower a nice, like a Viognier. A nice white wine where you've got that just hitting you. And this right here is beautiful.
Yeah, this is like I said, first time for me with this, and definitely honey on the nose. And it's just, so we went cigar to drink last time, and you're going cigar to drink again. So let's do. I don't do this.
And look at the legs on that. It's beautiful legs.
Shout out to Aged in Ore.
Yes.
For our glasses. Notice Dave and I have got the same type of glasses. These are all hand done. My glass is not identical to his. The lip, you can see the lip is different.
Is a little bit more curled than mine.
Aged in Ore, we've had them on the show as far as the product review before, but I don't go to the lounge without mine.
I carry mine with me wherever I go now too. And what's nice about this is that, we talked about it on the show, but you can hold your glass at the bottom to where your body heat's not going to warm up the drink, and that's nice. You want that.
It's a closest thing, nice, close to a Glencairn. Still having a tulip type and a bottom on there.
Allowing the aromas to come forward.
And you can nose it a little better than a regular whiskey glass.
And what I like about this is it's got a little bit more weight to it, so it's a little bit sturdier.
Yeah. If you guys missed that product review, you can look at it on our show, Aged in Ore. It's a great product, family-owned business. They've got some great product that I carry their bag, plus the small set that comes with a flask, 3-ounce flask, and I've got a lot of their products. I like it, and I don't go to the lounge without it.
All right, let's go drink to cigar.
So yeah, now we need to go drink to cigar. Are you guys at home? We've gotten some reviews, some responses in about what they're pairing and things like that. Have you guys done that? Have you gone drink to cigar to drink? And if so, are you noticing a difference? Is it helping you start to understand things? You know, like this pairing is better this way or whatever, you know, however you want to look at it. Listen to what Dave says on the show. So we're going drink to cigar now.
Okay. Drink to cigar. The sweetness of it doesn't overpower the cigar at all. But what it does do is now the Nicaraguan tobacco that's in here is coming forward a little bit. So we've got the rye that's in the bourbon that is just bringing that Nicaraguan, those peppery notes that are hidden in there when you're just smoking it by itself, and it's bringing those peppery notes just up a little bit more forward.
My whole tongue, side to side, back to front, is active. It's not just running down the middle type of taste. It's not just on the sides. It's like my whole tongue is active.
It's activated all of our senses.
Yeah.
Even up in here into the olfactory, and I haven't retroed yet, but I can feel it up into here now as well. It's hard for me not to retro anymore. I have to really think about not retroing anymore. And then when you've got a cigar like this, that it, like Steven was saying in the beginning, that he could retro the whole thing because there's no burn whatsoever, and then the flavors just, that sweet peppercorn, that sweet green peppercorn, where it has a little bit of a mintiness to it up front on it, and then the pepper kind of carries through.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to get a little bit more pepper now.
Yeah, that's coming through
so
on the retro.
Am I kicking into the Ligero somewhere or different?
That's the Nicaraguan.
Yeah,
that's the Nicaraguan tobacco. The Ligero, because correct, you said that the Ligero is from Dominican, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we'll know that we've kicked into that Ligero when those Dominican notes are still coming forward. So when we get that earthy, when we get that grassy, that hay, that sweet hay, earthy notes coming forward and stronger, that's when we know that we've hit that Ligero. So I'm thinking that just based upon where most blenders will put it, more towards the back 2/3.
I think he was in the blending room.
Tony said he thinks Dave was in the blending room with him. Yeah. So, compliment. That was a compliment.
I'm taking it as a compliment because honestly, I've never blended. I've never sat down. I've rolled a cigar, but I've never blended a cigar. But everything that I've mentioned to you, as we've talked off camera multiple times, that I've talked to here, I've ran this by the greats. I've ran this my assumptions for confirmation by Noel. I've ran it by Nick. I've ran it by Rocky. I've ran it by the professor. And every single one of them is like, yeah, this is exactly spot on. So my dream one day is to blend and roll my own.
Well, now you know somebody.
Yeah. Well.
But I've got a blender. I mean, Gabe Seaman, who used to be with 262 Cigars, he's my #1 reviewer. He's on my team, and he and I sit down and talk about this all the time.
Cool. Well, there's another one that you know.
Yes,
besides
Tony.
Noel's, another one that we know. I mean, Ryan with Ohana. Sebastian that we know. I mean, all these guys that have great boutique cigars.
Yes.
That would be cool to sit down with all those guys in a circle and do a show.
Yes. No, on a show, yeah. That would
do
be
a show and sit down with all those guys in a circle and just get feedback.
Let's do a combination Texas Cigar Roadshow, Leaf and Grain.
Leaf and Grain
Round Table
event of sitting down with people that have their own cigar line, have blended their own cigars, and possibly even rolled. A lot of them have rolled their own cigars.
Live audience.
Yeah.
This
Live audience.
Live
Ooh,
audience. Ooh,
that would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
This cigar here, and very few cigars can you do this. Very few. This cigar here, I could pair with, as I've already stated, with a white wine. I could pair it with a beer. I could pair this with a bourbon, which we are.
Mm-hmm.
I could pair it with a scotch. I could pair it with a red wine. Very few cigars are so
All right, Dave, real
perfectly
quick.
balanced.
Do you want to do a scotch?
I do.
Okay. We talked about this offset. We talked about
I
this.
was trying to be good.
I'm a Scotch guy.
I was trying to be good. I'm going to walk offset here.
We're enough into this. I think we're okay, but we're going to do this. I've got an 18-year and I've got a 12-year scotch. So Dave's going to go with.
We're going to go with the
Sheldeg 12-year.
The Sheldeg, and the reason why I'm going with the Space Side as opposed to the Isle of Skye is part of the Highlands region. Space Side is going to have those floral notes and those earthy notes as well, and I think that's going to match good on here.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned mint a little bit ago, and I was sitting here before thinking, this is a great cigar that would go with a mint julep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily put it with an old fashioned because I think the orange would throw it off.
The sweetness on the old fashioned is going to overpower.
Yeah.
That's a good note. Yeah.
A Manhattan Rob Roy penicillin, as far as your whiskey-based cocktails would go good with this. A vodka martini, to where that vermouth is going to really balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have
need
paper
a-
towels or anything anywhere, Dave? We've got one over there, Stephen. Yeah. Offset. I'm going to wipe my glass out real quick.
Just a touch, not as much. Yep. Okay, we're good.
do you
We're good.
mind?
We're good? Is that good? No. We don't mind.
I'm a Scotch drinker first.
Tony says he's a Scotch drinker first. And I started out with Scotch too.
I started out with Scotch as well.
Remember I was thinking before that I wasn't gonna be a bourbon guy.
Yeah, I didn't start drinking bourbon until I met you guys at Latitude.
Interesting. Because you
I was there. That was the
you
thing.
definitely drink bourbon now. All right, so we've got the Sheldeg single malt Scotch whiskey Space Side. This is a 12-year.
Which is a young Scotch.
Yeah, it's definitely young, but it's better than a 10-year.
It's better than a 10-year.
You know.
This one here, this is a double cask, I believe.
Okay, cigar to drink. Oh yeah. Yeah, it gives a whole different.
Whole different experience on that, yeah. But where we're really going to tell the difference on it is drink to cigar.
And just so you guys know, Space Side's no peat, it's not going to overpower you with peat or smoke or anything like that.
Not to say that you won't find that in Space Side, because until the bourbon rush, the bourbon growth explosion, all Scotch was peaty smoky. But it was the bourbon explosion in the 1800s that really started making Scotland think,
yeah, we got to step up our game. Yeah.
we got to do something. And so that's where your Highland and Speyside region, Speyside wasn't even a region until 2012. So your Highland region said, okay, we're going to step up and do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And Islay said, no, we're staying true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to watch. There's some TV shows out there, Peaky Blinders and other things that get into the bourbons and the scotches and all the Irish whiskeys and things and the history of them and the conflicts that were going on with, the exactly what we were talking about, just the the bourbon coming up, and then the scotches. It's interesting. I love history, and then when you're talking about the history of bourbon or something, that's always cool too. So I went cigar to drink.
I'm not going drink to cigar.
And so now I definitely want to go drink to cigar with this and see what this does on the cigar.
Wow. Okay, so where the bourbon brought the pepperiness up, now the Scotch to cigar is allowing that that earth, that dusty trail, the dirt earth, come really forward on that, bringing that Sumatra out and just.
What is that? That's totally different taste right there. What am I getting? I mean, granted, this is a totally different drink than that. But yeah, because of the sweetness in this and the sweetness that's on this, it's a different sweetness, right? It's almost like it was, it's almost, I've got to say, it's more like a floral note to me. It brought out the grassiness to me.
And that little bit of that roundness that's in there is a little bit more of your rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rose. Yeah,
forward.
That would definitely. Yeah, because there's no bite on this. There's no bite on this cigar. You know, both of them are nice and smooth, and I just love how we go from cigar, both directions, and how it definitely changes one or the other.
Yeah.
And how your drink either comes out or your cigar comes out different more, and you're able to find different notes in there.
Yes. What's interesting is while the George Dickel coming from that to the cigar brought that pepperiness up, but that sweetness was still there in the cigar.
Oh,
now going from the Sheldag to the cigar, the sweetness has been kind of subdued a little bit, allowing that Sumatra to come forward even more, allowing the Dominican Republic pillars to come forward a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm starting to come into a little bit of that Ligero, and there's that floral, there's that earth, there's that meat of that earth that's coming forward that Dominican and the Sumatra is known for. And this is where we're talking about a complementary pairing, to where it's bringing forward what's common between the two.
Yeah.
This was a contrast pairing.
I definitely enjoy the drink to cigar more on this. That was interesting on that long finish. It was almost like, now granted, this could be subconscious because it's been mentioned, but when I licked my lips and I finished that long finish on there, mint. Mm-hmm. So it's a plant base.
Yep.
Vegetation, grass, mint, things like that. Because you know me, I sit here on set and I smoke something and drink something, and then I go, ooh, what's that? Because I'm trying to figure it out at first, because it hits me, and I love that, because it's like, okay, there's something different in there. And that's when you look at this and go, I've just transitioned. Something has transitioned. Yeah, I love the ash. It's
ash,
solid.
It's a nice solid ash, which tells me it's a great construction.
Yep.
That white ash tells me that we've got some nice aged tobaccos. I don't have any young tobaccos in there, because if I had young tobaccos, then my ash would be a little bit more grayish to a charcoal gray. If my ash was black, then I would be taking the rest of the cigars that I've had and setting them in my humidor to age a little bit more.
Gotcha.
That's that ammonia levels. Too young.
Yeah,
too
you
much
want that.
in there.
You want that white ash.
I want that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Either or? Depends on what you want.
I'm honestly thinking either or. Just like we were saying in text message, with this blend here, when you sent me the blend, I said depends upon what type of experience you want.
And I said I want a good one.
And this is where I'm talking about. Okay, depending upon what type of experience you want is what I'm going to pair with. Where we have a contrasting pairing to where it amplifies what's different between the two,
Mm-hmm.
and a complementary pairing to where it amplifies what's common between the two, and the rarity of a perfectly balanced pairing to where they all just come together and say, hello, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice, yeah.
Good to see you again.
And that's the rarity. That's the ultimate goal in a pairing. But again, this just goes to show what I said. This cigar is a rarity in the cigar where I could pair this with so many different types of drinks and have an enjoyable experience on this.
Right, exactly. So we didn't want to do a double pairing. We thought we were going to we're going to stick to it. And then wouldn't you know it, I'm the one that said, you know what, let's go ahead and do it because the cigar is just that good. Look,
nice, good.
That tells you something right there. I got my fingers right there. Okay, you can do that. That tells you something right there too.
That means that you've got nice construction. You've got a nice, good, well temperatured burn. It's not burning too hot.
Yeah.
So that tells me that the bunching of the fillers is perfectly balanced. So I've got an even combustion, and not a combustion that's sitting on the edge or in the center.
And we've got into bar.
Yes, we got into bar. We got a nice burn cone on here, which you want that cone. You don't want a conclave on this in it. If I had a conclave on it, then that means that my combustion's all just in the center.
Yeah.
And I would be able to hold this right here without feeling any heat. You want to feel some heat.
Yeah.
Sure you wasn't a fly on the wall in the blending room?
Tony said he thinks Dave was a fly on the wall in the blending room. Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like you asked me, what kind of experience do you want? And these were totally two different experiences. So, but that's what's cool about having a cigar like this, though, that will pair with so many different things. And that's what I think this is. It's a cigar that will pair with a lot of different, whether it's wine. I could see pairing this with tequila, right, Dennis?
I could do this with tequila. I could do this with a mezcal. I could do this with a sotol. Different cocktails. I wouldn't do this with an old fashioned, but we talked about different cocktails. A vodka martini, a gin martini. I could do this with a gin and tonic, to especially like an American floral gin, to where allowing all of those different floral botanicals be able to come through. And it's because of the complexity of this cigar here, it just opens up so many different opportunities.
Right, yeah.
That's what my mindset was, is to anybody that drinks anything can enjoy that cigar.
Yeah.
So Tony just said that's what my mindset was. So no matter what you drink, you could enjoy this with a cigar, and that's exactly what hits on it.
That's very, very true. Some more sweetness is coming through now. So I'm getting well into the second, third, and it's now transitioned into more sweetness coming through.
And you're really getting into that Lajero.
Yeah, really getting it. Well, another fantastic pairing, Dave.
Before we go.
Well, one more thing.
Before we go.
One more thing.
We're reviewing.
Yes, we are. We are reviewing.
What would you score this at?
Interesting.
Taking everything into consideration, even looking at, there's a little bit of slight toothiness on it, which is not bad. If this was a Cuban, then I'd be knocking off points, but it's not a Cuban.
Yeah.
I expect some toothiness out of a Sumatra.
Yeah, we're going to look at the band. We're going to look at the construction, the ash, the cut, the smoke level, the mouthfeel, just everything. If I was looking at this, if I'm trying to figure things up in my head, I'm going to say this is an easy 92.
See, and I'm thinking right about the same. I'm thinking just a little bit higher. I'd be coming in at a 93, 94. It's a great cigar. It's not one that goes into that 95 plus range, just because it's not your luxury type cigar. This is a great everyday smoke. I would hit this on the 93, 94, which means for me, this one is box worthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely box worthy. Yes, this is definitely not something I would just buy a 5-pack of. This is definitely something I want plenty of in my humidor. This is definitely one that I would hand to a friend and say, you have got to try this.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying this just because I know Tony.
And not just because he's right off camera. Because
yeah.
I mean, if I thought this was in the 80s, I would come straight out and in the 80s, because I would be doing him a dishonor if I said this is a 93, 94, and then off camera I said, no, this is an 88.
You guys hit everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
Everyday smoke for everybody.
Right.
What's the price point?
Price point on this?
$11.50.
$11.50
Yeah. Perfect.
for a Toro,
For Toro,
box press.
Yeah.
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 Fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, double pairing, gave you a little bit of knowledge about pairing again. We've introduced you to a new cigar. I love Sumatras, I love Scotch, I love bourbons, and this is a cigar, I think, like Tony said, it's an everyday, regular person, if you will, cigar, but yet, just a good, solid stick that is still gonna wow you. It's still gonna wow you.
It's a good introductory stick for someone who's new.
It's
a good stick for a connoisseur, someone who smokes every day.
Yeah, exactly. It covers the bases.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys, stay tuned. We will be right back.
Pick up your collectible Texas Cigar Roadshow laser engraved whiskey glass at giftygarage.net.
All right, Dave, we got another product review, man.
Man, I love these.
I do. One of the companies that we've done a lighter review on before called me back and said, hey, we've got a new lighter. This is the Uppallant. That's how I'm going to pronounce it.
Uppallant.
Uppallant.
How they come up with their names, I don't know, because they contacted me and I did a review of one of their lighters and loved the lighter. I mean, they've got some good products.
Yeah. So it's got your product information in there, how to do it, how to fill it, what it does. It's got it. It's coming in its sleeve here, in a fitted box. Okay, I like all that. I went ahead and filled this.
Okay.
But this is
V-cut. You see that right off the bat. That's
built
nice.
into a single torch.
Okay.
It's got a fuel window.
Which is nice.
I'm in Texas. It's got a window in it.
It's got a window.
So it's got a fuel window, which I appreciate. I like fuel windows on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. V-cut, let you go ahead and look at that. So
nice V-cut. Okay, so it's got the nice wheel. So to turn the temperature up and down on that.
So pulling down the V-cut, it's not spring loaded.
No, but it's got a nice snap to it, which you want on a V-cut.
Right. You got to open the lid, so it's got a nice little thumb tab on there. And then the single torch.
It's a single torch.
Yep, but it's a good size single torch.
Yeah, it's a good size. And so when we're lighting it, instead of coming directly into it, you're going to want to come across the side on that. That way you get a more even spread of the flame across the tobacco. But what I like is that it's not heating up my hand right here either. So it's got some nice insulation around it. Right,
exactly. And it's got a nice look to it.
I mean,
the bronze and the wood type finish. It is a V-cut. I don't V-cut a lot, but hey, if I brought this with me, guess what? I'm V-cutting. And that's fine. I can still V-cut. So you're going to be able to sit your cigar in there, hold it. I could probably put it down here on the table like this, put my cigar in there and snap it.
Kind of similar to those nice big table cutters. But what I like that it does have it is that when you're on the go, and you're not carrying your entire humidor with you, you've got, like your little smaller humidors, like the three cigar humidors. You don't want to have a lot of bulk with you, and that's nice.
So you've got a lighter and a cutter in one, but it's not just, a lot of lighters do have a cutter with it. It's a punch.
Yes.
And this one is actually a V-cut.
Which really, I can use a V-cut. I don't always use a V-cut across all Vitellas, but I can to where I'm limited to what type of vitolas I can use on a punch.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're not going to be able to punch a Lancero.
No.
You know, so a V-cut will come in handy on that. So I like the look of it. It's
aesthetically pleasing.
It is. It fits good in my hand. There's my thumb right there. I mean, my finger clicks that, thumb lights it up, puts that back up.
Nice ventilation ports right there.
Ventilation ports, exactly. I think it's a pretty good looking product.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
It's something that I would definitely use to, you know, to test out on a couple of cigars.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you guys. What do you think?
Another great cigar, another great show.
Great show, I think so.
Pairings.
New cigar,
New cigar.
Steel City.
Honor in Pittsburgh. Great city for smoking.
Exactly. I like it.
Yes.
It's a great looking logo. Fantastic stick. I was smoking, you know, this Corona. You had the Sumatra.
Oh yeah.
Great. Now I love talking to people that get to talk that are making their cigars.
Oh yeah.
Get to talk, you know, that they have access to master blenders, that have access to tobaccos, and that get to try to make something.
The knowledge they impart to us makes the cigar that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how it's blended, how things are positioned, leaf-wise in that cigar.
That's what blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed something from that. Learned a little bit too, because I know I did.
Yes.
Help us out. The numbers are growing. We're over 3,000 subscribers now. Hit that subscribe, that notification bell, all that social media stuff to help us share
it.
Yeah, exactly. Share it. Get these shows out there. Let people know what we have to offer. I would like to have some more people on here, like we used to do, having people on here. It's just hard. You know, it's hard getting people to get, you know, to get here physically.
Yep.
I don't like doing Zoom calls as much as if I don't have to, I don't want to.
Right.
But I understand it. I understand it. But another great show, fantastic. Got to thank Tony for being here.
Absolutely. Making a great cigar.
Exactly. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like we always say though, whatever cigar you're smoking, wherever you're at, even if you're by yourself, enjoy the leaf.
Grow the culture.
We'll see you guys next time.
Texas Cigar Roadshow is presented by Lone Star Cigar Association.